chicken breast.
Oh.
And it's an Italian breaded chicken over our rice pilaf.
What's up, it's Luis from America's Best Restaurants, and we travel the country coast to coast to find the places where you need to eat at on a weekly basis. And today we are in Algonac, Michigan at an incredible restaurant called Catch 22 Bistro. We are going to see some incredible items like their frog legs, and they're prepared in a way different way than I've ever seen before. We're gonna talk to the owners, Bill and George, plus a few of the things that are gonna make your mouth water. So look, I know you're hungry because you're watching this, so why don't you come with me? Let's go check it out. All right, everybody, so now we are inside Catch 22 Bistro here in Algonac, Michigan. But before we move any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. Let me know, out of the dishes that we're showing today, which one you are going to get when you come to Catch 22 Bistro. And with that said, we got the owners right here. We got Bill and we got George. So guys, thank you so much for having us here. This is a treat.
Thanks for
coming.
Thanks for being here.
And I know, Bill, I know you don't like mornings, but it's all good.
Man.
It's all good. It's
Too
all
many
good.
years of mornings. I like nights now.
It's all good. Now, Ryan was kind enough to place this dish, which looks unbelievable. I saw you cooking it. Tell me, what do we have here? Because this looks incredible.
We got cheese purses made homemade from Mama Mucci, which is a local pasta distributor.
Oh my God.
We got the shrimp. We got the mussels in there, spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, asparagus, mushrooms. It's all sauteed in Alfredo sauce.
A little Cajun spice.
Cajun spice,
Come on, man.
topped with Parmesan cheese.
Yep.
Doesn't
Where
get
did this
better than
dish
that.
come from? Because this is outstanding.
Thank you very much.
Where did this come from?
It actually came from a guy, one of the guys that was working for us, went to Chicago, was working in Chicago, came back with something like this, not with the purses. We actually made a fettuccine originally, the one that he was talking about, and then we kind of twisted it a little bit.
I'm a huge fan of this.
Oh, it's really good.
This is phenomenal. No,
Yeah,
it's not really good. You're underselling it.
That's a great dish.
This is outstanding.
Thank you.
It's outstanding.
It's one of our
Wow.
most popular dishes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
very popular.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Now, I know the background because you guys and I were talking earlier, and you guys have always been in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is an
We're kids.
influence from who? Because they don't know.
Oh, my father.
Yep.
Your
And
father.
my dad, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Over 40 years we've been doing this.
Oh, more than that now, 50. Again, you're showing your age again. What the hell, man? Yeah, over 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
We were
something
born
like
into
that.
it. We were running around.
We had spatulas in our hands when we were kids.
Really?
We didn't play with crayons and stuff. We were throwing like
Yeah.
knives at each other and
5 years
chopping
old,
like
running around.
food up and stuff.
That's funny.
You
That's
We were
funny.
flipping pancakes at like 8.
Let me ask you this. What is, and I'll ask you both individually, what is your favorite memory with your dad?
For restaurants?
Anything.
Well, you know, my favorite memory was probably one time when I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he lost his father when he was very young. This is going to be a tearjerker, guys, so get ready.
It's all good.
So you know, we were sitting around talking. He's like, "Yeah, you know, I wish if my dad was here, this is what I would say to him, or whatever." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you know, I had that heart to heart with my dad one time too. You know." He goes, "Well, when did you tell him?" I go, you know, a couple of years ago, or whatever." He goes, "You should tell him now." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, like, "Tell him now." I go, "Yeah, I guess I haven't told him in a while." So one night he came in and we're hanging out at the end of the bar, and I'll never forget this. Is probably the most vivid memory I have of the two of us. And I turned to him and I said, "You know, Dad, I just want you to know that you're my hero, and that you're if I could be half the man that you are, then I'll consider myself a success in life." And he started, you know, crying, whatever. We started crying, whatever. And so I love you, Dad. And about a year later, he passed away.
Wow.
So, really happy that I got a chance to do that.
Right timing.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I'm real happy that my one of my best friends, Bob, told me to do that. And yeah, I thank him for that because
That's
it was
awesome.
a real special moment.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to Bob. Good job.
Good job, Bob.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, George?
I think just the day-to-day, you know, learning little things that he's taught me in business and in the kitchen, whatever, you know. I don't have one specific thing that I can think of, but just the day-to-day of being able to, how many people get to work with their dad
Side
every
by
day,
side, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's all of us.
It's
too.
experience. Sometimes it can be tough working with family,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end of the day, you can yell at each other and say whatever you want to say, but you forget about it 2 minutes later, or you can't do that with.
Yeah.
You can't have that back and forth
Relationship with
with
somebody
just
else,
anybody,
yeah.
you know.
Right.
We can, go at each other, and then 2 minutes later, we just totally
All good.
forget about it.
Yeah.
So,
All good.
yeah, it's a good learning experience, and just being able to work with him for all those years was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
we're
love
very
it.
lucky. We had him for the majority of our lives.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
I
we've
love
been blessed.
it. Now, we had another conversation, a pretty heated conversation earlier
Yeah.
about this right here.
Which
Talk
one?
to me.
The
This
frog
right here.
legs.
Frog legs?
They
Yeah.
seem to be the big hit today.
Okay.
Frog legs
I didn't
seem to be-
expect it to be the biggest hit,
Okay.
but
So
they
talk
are.
to
I didn't
me.
think so either, but
Talk
here
to me
we
about
are.
these. Talk to me about these.
So, go ahead.
So they're
Oh man.
they're becoming popular again, from what I understand. There's some swanky restaurants in Detroit that are starting to push it now, and they're saying I read an article in the Metro Times that they're bringing frog legs back. So I thought it was kind of funny because we've been serving frog legs from the beginning. Both of our
40,
restaurants for
50
30,
years.
40 years, whatever it is. And so these new swanky chefs in Detroit are bringing back frog legs because they put them on their menu, but we've been doing it for a long time.
So they never left.
So we're way
No.
more swanky than they are.
The classic guys have been around for a while doing it, and there's a lot of classic guys around, not just us, but a couple other places, and
Now,
they've been doing it for a while.
Tell me a little bit about the preparation because it's beautiful. It's
you.
such great flavor, and I've never seen them done like this.
We
Yeah.
call this Roadhouse. Was the classical way
Okay.
that it was called, Roadhouse style, which is basically pan fried, and then you take and you brown a little bit of garlic and then put that garlic on top.
But I love the super light breading, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we egg wash it. We put it in our flour, which has spices in it also. And then we actually grill the garlic on the frog legs. And that gives it a lot of flavor too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I love it. I love it. This is probably one of my favorite frog legs preparation by far.
Well, thank you.
Because a lot of places they have that I've been to, and certainly there's not a lot of places that carry frog legs. So I don't want people to think that. But the places that I've been to that have it, they have it fried, which is normal.
Yeah,
and
deep
I
fried.
expect that.
And we do that
We
too.
do that too.
Yeah.
We do deep
The
fry
two
it, so,
options,
yeah.
either this way or we deep fry.
Okay.
Right.
But I really like this preparation. I wasn't expecting it to find it here, but I'm a huge fan of it, especially with the garlic on it.
It's a little more elegant, this way of cooking it,
Yeah,
right? Rather
okay.
than deep frying it.
Right.
Okay, I love it. Now let me ask you this:
Sure.
as being business owners, because I know you guys have 2 restaurants, and we're going to feature your other restaurant. What is the best piece of advice that you have ever gotten in regards to business? You can answer individually.
And I hope I don't get sued for this, but just do it.
Okay, love it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to work. There's no free rides.
Right.
You gotta just do it, man.
There's no, I'm going to hire a bunch of people and let them run it, and I'll stop in every now and then. You got to be there every day, and if you're not, you're going out of business.
Eventually.
Eventually you will. Usually, from our experience seeing this business.
I love it. Now I saw you guys in the back, and you're making everything from scratch. Even there was a gentleman in the back making the homemade French onion soup, and then at the time
that's
of
our chef,
filming,
Larry.
right? And then Larry was also making the Italian wedding soup as we're filming. And so, did you guys get that philosophy of like, let's just make it from scratch from your dad? Is that what you got taught?
Yeah, I mean, he instilled a couple things. First thing is to get the best quality that you can.
Okay.
Fresh is always the best also. And if you have to charge an extra buck, go ahead. But people will see that and they know it. I mean, they can taste it. If something is fresh and you know that it's highest quality, they can tell that.
They'll
You
pay
know?
for quality. Yep.
Absolutely. That's kind of what our philosophy is.
But we also don't price it up. We stay within a reasonable price
Right,
range.
absolutely.
We're not gouging anybody. It's,
Right.
We're in a good price range for what you get. You can go to the west side and get, a $50 steak that we charge probably $30 for, and you're getting equal quality, but you don't have to kill people to get a good meal. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
right.
I respect that. Now, one item when you guys were making it in the kitchen, I saw it on the past. I'm like, okay, I love this golden brown color right here. So I'm excited about it. So tell me, what do we have here?
That's perch, lake perch.
Lake Perch, yeah.
Just lake perch.
Yep.
Has this been a staple here?
It is. It's probably our biggest seller, but this is one of the most popular dishes in Michigan,
Yeah.
right?
It's so good.
Both of
Perch
our
is a big deal,
locations,
yeah.
it's
very
huge.
big seller. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. All about the preparation, man.
It's so good. And
Everyone's got it, so you have to prepare it very well.
But I like it similar to the frog legs. I like just that light breading because it's not heavy. I feel like heavily breaded items, I feel like I need a pillow after I'm done. It's like, can I just pass out in the back? You know what I mean?
Right.
This is nice, delicate, flaky, and I just love that seasoning, man. This is so good. It's so good. Now, so is this a huge seller here? I mean, imagine it is. Is it?
Probably our biggest seller.
Yeah,
Is it?
biggest seller at both places now. Even at the steakhouse, we sell more perch than we do any of the steaks at this point.
So are you gonna
Not
change,
combined.
So you're gonna change the name? No, I'm just joking.
No, I know. Right?
Yeah. Perch House 22.
Perch
There
house,
you go.
baby. The Perch House.
This is really good.
Thank you.
I'm a fan, man. I'm excited because I mean I saw you guys cooking in the back, and it was funny because Ryan mentioned the harmony that you guys have. It's kind of like watching a dance,
Yeah.
and you guys kind of working around each other. That was really cool to see.
Well, thank you.
That was really cool to see.
It was a lot of bumping into each other, beating each other up, throwing each other through walls when we were kids. And now we're just a little too old for that sort of stuff. So.
We've been working together our whole lives.
Really?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
three of us, and you know, our oldest brother's not here. He's
Yeah.
chefing at our other location right now, but we've all been working together our whole life.
All our
so
lives, yeah.
we know how to dance.
That's great. That's
You got to
great.
be able to get around people when they're doing stuff. So
Right.
we know how to dance.
That's right.
Right? No, I mean it's been really an amazing experience because you know I know you guys are siblings, and sometimes you know when you walk into a situation, I don't know how this is gonna be, but it's been amazing. It's just amazing to see you guys interact and also cook together. Because I said, okay, so who's the cook? And you both looked at each other. You look at me and said, well, we all do the cooking. You know?
It's funny, you know, the biggest pitfall I think in these restaurants and family-owned restaurants is that one person will think that they do everything themselves, right?
Right.
That's the big argument that most families have. I do everything, you don't do anything. Well, when you're as busy as we are, when you really build a restaurant up, there's no way one person can do all the work. Well, we know that. He works his butt off, I work my butt off, Harry works his butt off. We all work equally. And when you understand that and you take that mentality, that's when you get successful. Because a lot of times, like I said, they're always tug of war. I do everything. He does, you know, you don't do anything. But that's not possible, right?
I respect that. I respect that. Now, let me ask you this. In regards to the restaurant, what is your forte?
I mean, kitchen and bar.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in the bar business. I kind of brought that aspect to we started off as a family diner.
Okay.
So I went out and I got into the bar business while I still worked at the restaurant, but I started bartending at different places. I learned that aspect. I brought it to the restaurant. We got our liquor license eventually at the other location, and then we changed it to a steakhouse from a diner.
Okay.
Right.
So for years we were a diner up until 99?
98.
Okay.
98.
In 98, we got the liquor license. We remodeled. We decided to go to a steakhouse format and concept, excuse me. And that's what we did. I mean, we sat down and figured out different concepts that we thought. And at the time in 98, there wasn't very many steakhouses around. I think that was like right when Outback started kind of hitting a little bit, right?
Okay.
So my dad was like, well, let's do a steakhouse. That's the next thing that'll be coming around at some point. Because he had so many years experience. He's like, what's the market missing right now, right? And he's like, they're missing a steakhouse. So we opened up as a steakhouse, and man, we just took off. It was crazy.
I love it.
And we didn't know how to do that business, but he taught us. You know?
Now, what is your forte?
Talking. I like to talk.
So you like to do the table touches and everything?
You know,
Are you more
he's
typically
the,
more front of house?
You know what? I'm more of a front of the house
Okay,
guy.
okay.
At the time, I was the first one to bring in the computers and to start all of the really going towards more organized, big type restaurant with systems and things of that nature. I came up with a lot of the systems by watching some of the other restaurants and working at a couple different places. And we started doing, training pamphlets and things that took us from a mom and pop shop to more of a organized,
Chain oriented,
more
training along those lines.
Right.
More organized, not just a small,
Exactly.
independent place, but we do a little more organized training, things like that.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
these things, I think my forte was really just kind of bringing us all up into into the new generation and competing with what's going on out there right now.
Okay.
Because, you know, when you're mom and pop, everything's just kind of like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like we had to get up to times with computer systems
Right,
and
right.
trainings and systems and, you know, that's pretty much, I guess that would be I'm more of a front guy.
Okay,
Though. When I'm
gotcha.
working, I'm out front.
Gotcha. Now, the look of the restaurant, when we walked in here, you mentioned to me that this is kind of like the unofficial Chris Craft Museum.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? Because the inside of this place is really cool.
Thank you. Well, across the street used to be the original Chris Craft factory.
Okay.
So all the people in this area would work at that factory. So it's got big roots in this area, especially here in Clay Township in Algonac. So that's pretty much.
That's
where
it.
from.
So the inside of this place is absolutely unbelievable. They have all kinds of memorabilia of Chris Craft. It's just very cool to see because I haven't seen it placed all in one place, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it is. Pretty
Now,
cool,
we got one last dish right here. Move this out of the way here. So tell me, what do we have here?
It's called a Parmesan crusted chicken breast.
Okay.
We did change the name here to Italian breaded chicken breast.
Oh.
And it's an Italian breaded chicken over
Oh
our
my
rice
God.
pilaf with a cream wild mushroom sauce and asparagus and garnished with some asparagus.
Dude, this is so good.
One of our biggest
Come
sellers
on, man.
from
We don't mess around. I told you.
No, you
a
certainly
real
don't.
deal.
You certainly don't.
You are Cuban, you like chicken, so if
We
you
don't
like that, we know it's
We don't
good.
buy pre-breaded stuff. It's all homemade.
It's so juicy.
Yep.
The flavor's crazy. I love that Parmesan crust. Come on, man. Home run. On all of them. On all of them. Look, everybody, if you're looking for more restaurants like Catch-22 Bistro, which you should, you got to make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, share. Let me know out of these 4 dishes which one you're going to have. Let me tell you right now, they're all stellar. And before we move any further, I will tell you right now, hands down, 1000% certified legit. I love this restaurant. Love this restaurant. This food is outstanding. I love your story. Now, how can people find out more information about your restaurant?
Oh, they can go online. We have our website, obviously, and then Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff, right?
Well, love it. And of course, you can find a full listing for them on americasbestrestaurants.com. I gotta get me another piece of this chicken because this is ridiculous. I'm gonna eat the pasta. I'm sorry, Ryan, you're not getting any food. So, look, that's it for us. So we're gonna see you guys on the next one.